pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Dr. Rice,
Present.
Ms. Stepmy Walls,
Present.
Mr. Robinson,
Present.
Ms. Fountain,
Present.
Ms. Sanders.
Next on the agenda is the September 8th, 2025 meeting agenda. You had a chance to preview the agenda and worship pleasure.
Madam President, I move that we pass the last agenda. August 25th. Oh, I knew that we could say
It's been properly moved that we accept the agenda for this evening.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the agenda for this evening. Any questions or comments regarding the motion? Hearing none. Call the vote.
Just one moment, please. I'm
Not a
trying to.
problem. Not a problem. But things are moving real slow too.
Right, and unfortunately, Mr. Robinson's name is not here.
Really?
No, it is not. So I'm gonna open.
There we go.
Are you there, Mr. Robinson? Because I still don't see you.
It's signing in now.
So online voting should be open. Okay, I'm gonna call the roll for that, please. Dr. Wright. I'm sorry.
Mine isn't coming up.
Okay.
My whole computer's acting up.
I will call the roll. Ms. Stepmy Wall,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Dr. Rice,
Yes.
Ms. Fountain,
Yes.
Ms. Sanders.
Yes.
Okay, we tried another way.
Okay.
It'll be a moment.
Oh,
My-
so
My is acting up. Okay, now it's moving.
I'm going back. I'm sorry, I had to go back out.
Okay. Are you back in now?
No, I'm.
Okay, just give me a high sign when you are.
Mhm. I am on the September 8th, but I do not see the roll call. So let me see. I will have to do it in a minute. It's just not working. I'm ready.
We just completed the approval and the vote for the meeting agenda. We're now on D, which is approval of the August the 11th regular meeting and August the 25th special meeting, special meeting work session minutes. What is your pleasure?
Madam President, I make a motion that we accept resolution D, approval of August 11th, 2025 regular meeting and August 25th, 2025 special meeting work session minutes.
I second.
It's been properly moved and second that we accept the minutes for August 11th and August the 25th. Any questions or comments? Hearing none?
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Ms. Stepmy Walls,
Yes.
Dr. Rice,
Yes.
Ms. Fountain,
Yes.
Ms. Sanders.
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 2 is presentations. Is there presentations?
I don't think so, but as a community participation, we don't want to presentation.
Okay, no presentations. Okay, number 3 is report of building and grounds committee.
Madam President, Bernie Robinson, Chair of Buildings and Grounds, I have one resolution. And that's a resolution to approve a contract with and payment to William H. Gardner Company, 8HU4, replacement at Shaw High School. Do we have any information on that?
Sure, Dennis, you want to give a little information?
Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
The purpose of this particular item is to replacement, not the repair of a coil unit, a cooling coil that sits on the area of the high school gym, and it cools I believe it's 2 floors and the gym.
Yes.
And the reason for this being is that it went out, I think in about December, and we had some concerns where we were trying to make it correct itself and do certain things. We attempted to do all of those things. We got to this juncture where to repair it would be an effort and futility. So the recommendation, well, the only thing that we can do at this point is to replace the coil.
Okay.
That's at the tune of $62,600 to replace the coil.
Yes.
Any additional questions or concerns?
Yes, is this the only estimate that was given? Was there multiple estimates or is only this one?
This was the estimate that I received because we were working through that particular company, and I'm not exactly sure if it was better in the manner to receive additional estimates. They actually came and did the work. We have a contract with them where they do those, make those decisions and make those recommendations. So to answer that question, because we have a contract with them, the answer would be no.
So you're already locked in a contract with them?
Say again, please.
You're already locked in a contract with them?
Yes, we have a standing contract with Gardner.
Thank you.
Any additional questions?
Okay. Madam President, I make a motion that we accept this resolution.
I second.
It's been properly moved and second that we accept the resolution to approve a contract with Gardner for the replacement of the Shaw High School part of the system. And the electronic voting is now
Yes, it is. Oh, in place.
in place. So,
Okay, I'll vote you in. Motion passed.
motion passes. Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes Buildings and Grounds.
Thank you. Report of the Education Committee.
Hi, Stephanie Walls, I'm reporting on the Education Committee. The Education Committee did meet this month on several items that are on this report. Number A, approval of the transportation schedule and bus routes for the 2025-26 school year. Madam President, I move that we accept this resolution.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we accept the bus routes for the 2025-2026 school year. Are there any questions or comments?
I just said,
Okay.
ordinarily, we get a copy of the school schedule.
There
in
you go,
bus.
there you go.
Oh, you got my message there. Okay, thank you. That was it.
Okay, so we have copies of this. Anything you wanna share, anything changed or, different this year?
No, the education committee met on this issue, and it sounds like we gotta move in the second. No,
No, we didn't get to meet on this. This is what I asked for a report.
no changes, just being efficient with transportation and making sure that every bus is fully, staffed and every bus has all the seats filled. So we just go through that process. Dennis is on top of that process also. We make sure that we're monitoring those routes, and every time, there's an opportunity to add students to those routes, we will do that.
Thank you.
How many buses do we have?
This is 4 bus routes. You see there the attachments. We have actually 5 routes. 1 bus actually goes to the non-publics.
Okay, the second amendment. Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah, but we're not.
All votes are in.
Okay, motion passes. Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Amendment B. Amendment August 11, 2025 resolution to authorize contract with and payment to Linda T. Williams. You remember last month, this was on the agenda, but it was under one name, and now she wants to put it under her company. So that's the change that we're making this time. Madam President, I move that we accept this resolution change.
I second it.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second, that we accept the resolution B for Linda J. Williams. And if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Courtney said that she works with them for special ed, is that correct?
All votes are in. Motion passes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Resolution C, resolution to authorize a contract with and payment to Vector Technology LLC. We did discuss this briefly, and this is primarily to do with like Arthur and his communications and his video and so forth. So we're asking that this resolution be passed.
I second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that Raptor Technologies LLC, which will provide the district with integrated student safety and behavior management program. Is that a part of special ed as well?
No, district-wide. And then, yeah, and also, we also use it for professional development for all district employees, blood-borne pathogens, child abuse training, some of those basic trainings that we need every year are also in this management system.
Thank you. I know I heard that.
Yeah, it's public school works, it keep changing names, but that's been around a long time.
Okay, all votes are in.
Motion passes.
Motion passes.
Resolution D, resolution to authorize a contract with and payment center to leadership in the school reform that DBA Schenectady Center. We've used Schenectady several times for the education of the teachers and the staff and so forth. I move that we accept this resolution.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and second that we accept the resolution for select. Is that pronounce it correctly?
Select T.
Select.
Yeah.
Select.
Yeah.
Selecting training. Any questions or comments regarding that?
Yes, this is something you guys had before.
Yes. It's been there since 2019.
And board members have gone through the training as well.
Yes.
Two of the board
board members of contract.
All votes are in, motion passes.
Resolution E, resolution to authorize a contract with a payment to, this is Ellerton Hill Communication. Madam President, I move that we accept this approval and. Dr. Pettigrew, do you have anything?
Yeah, Tom, this is a renewal, this is about the third year. Tom, you wanna give any more? You work directly with Allerton, with communications in Hard Hill.
Evening. Ellison Hill Communications is a consulting firm that works with the district to be able to push forward social media messaging, social media scheduling, capturing our story. They do some blank writing for us for our newsletters, really kind of hone more of our communication pieces with this. They're a support group because we have a relatively small shop where Arthur is doing our video capture, all of your editing work, those pieces. So this is a support mechanism, but it also teaches how to better streamline our communication methodologies.
Can I ask, what is the difference between this one and one that Arthur's working on?
This is the one that Arthur is working with. I think previously the one you presented, Raptor Technologies, was for Public School Works. That's a online training module for safety, bloodborne pathogens, a lot of requirement stuff that as a Title I district, we're required to have certain trainings and whatnot in place, and it's also just good practice. So one is a completely autonomous asynchronous program. Alex and Phil are live consultants that we meet with on a regular basis.
I need a second, please.
Second, I move that we say this.
It's been properly moved and second that we, the resolution to authorize a contract with, Allerton, Hill Communications. And as we learned today, it has to do a lot with social media messaging and other messages for that we get out about the district.
Resolution F,
Online voting, please.
what is it?
Dr. Rice?
I'm having a problem, finally got it.
All votes are in, motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution F, resolution to authorize a contract with and payment to Susan Juraska. This is one that we also discussed in our meeting last year. We didn't have two schools with the NGT. This year, we're using her to go into those two schools that we didn't have them doing counseling, overseeing different programs that we're offering. You have anything else to add to that?
Vanessa, you have anything else to add to that? She's here in Connie Stead. Connie was under the weather, but Vanessa is here to give us some information with teaching and learning.
Greetings.
I said I was gonna talk more.
So Susan works with all of our schools, but she primarily does work with the two schools that are not with NGT. And she supports our efforts in writing. She's done some work with helping us infuse writing into our social studies and science. Our big focus this year out of the curriculum department is writing. And she's working with our leaders, our teachers, and providing PD around writing in the content areas.
Which schools is she gonna be in again?
She's at all schools, Superior, Mayfair, Caledonia, and Kirk. But she primarily works with Kirk and Superior due to NGT not servicing those schools.
Okay, and she does what now?
She does writing across the curriculum, so she's supporting our teachers and leaders with writing within the social studies and science. And she's pasting the curriculum maps around writing.
So she's giving PD to the staff members?
Yes,
And then she's working with students as well, or
teachers and building leaders.
the teachers and the building leaders, not the students?
Right, I'm sorry, not the students, yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Any additional questions?
I second
Who moved, please?
Did you move? You made a
Yes.
motion.
She moved.
And you seconded. And we've asked questions on, that. And we know that she works with primarily Perkins Superior
Primarily Perkins Superior.
to support the writing across. And I just have one more question before I go. How long has she been with this?
I know the partnership started last year.
Last year?
Too.
So this is year two.
And coincidentally, we did see the writing scores go up, as a result of this interaction last year.
The writing score, but do we have? Is that from the preliminary data or something from the state or?
Tom, you wanna weigh in with the data?
It's, our academic data from the Secure Data Center right now tells us, numbers are up by between +6 and +7 in the performance index. And in large part, that's coming from writing scores in ELA. We saw our biggest gains in 8th grade ELA. 10. In terms of writing, 8th grade ELA was the biggest gainer.
So the 8th grade really gained a lot from the preliminary data that you had.
That's correct.
What you sharing with us?
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
All votes are in, motion passes.
And our final resolution is Resolution G. Resolution authorized the contract with and payment MTG of American Consulting LLC Management. This organization has been really good to all the years, gotten all kinds of reports. And I understand that this is going to be the last year that they're going to be working with us and that we'll be making payments to that. Madam President, I move that we accept this resolution and the presented questions. One second.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and second. Questions?
So, that's my question to ask. This is supposed to be paying for the second year for
Correct.
MGT?
Yes, according to the scope of work that we agreed to last year, the 2-year scope of work, this is the second year.
So I thought, for me, I thought that the 1.3 million was for the 2 years. So it was per year?
Yes, you pay out every year. But let me explain something to the board here. This partnership is the difference between us getting 3 points and 7 points on our performance index. So the question that this board needs to face is how much do you want to pay for school instruction? And how much do you want to pay to get these scores where they need to be? This company has been instrumental in accelerating our growth and documenting. We are at 7 performance index growth. We're slated to probably be number 1 or 2 in the state. Again, last year we were in the top 2. Year before that, we were in the top 9. So I would like the board to understand that this is a critical piece to the flight plan that we have and the trajectory that this board has set us on. It does cost money. So this is on your agenda for your review based on that, and realizing the data, and then we've seen it work, and we've seen the good work that we've used on this, and we've significantly cut to the bare bones of how much it would cost. You just heard we're using other instruments and other buildings, so not to make this cost go up, but this definitely is one that we need to continue the work that we're doing this year.
Well, I humbly ask the board that we table this for now, because we really need to have an in-depth discussion about NGT and where we're headed with NGT, considering the budgets that we got
This is
coming up.
last year.
I understand that, we still need to table this and have a direct discussion as a board about NGT.
I'm gonna ask,
I disagree. I totally disagree. I think that they have been reporting to us. I think we have the option to go in and see the network. And I am satisfied with what I see and what I read in the reports that they are giving us.
Anyone else?
I think we need more information.
Not only do we need more information, I wanna see the state data myself, I wanna see it. And I think that would, so I'm sorry, I can't.
and again, I wanna remind the board that we do have a 2-year agreement with this company. So while you're tabling and discussing, we do have an obligation of payment.
So why is it on here then, if we got already a contract?
Because every
why
year
did it
we-
come
every
back
year
to
we-
the board? It's
You
already
wanna
approved.
explain why it comes back?
Sure, it's a 2-year agreement. We don't pay the 2 years upfront. We pay for the first year, like we did last year, and then we bring it back for year 2, and now we're paying for year 2. Because we see that preliminary results that they're talking about, we know that this is working for this district. Now, it would have been different if our results had been different.
Correct.
It would have been a different discussion coming from the superintendent, but that's why.
And the chief of academic improvement of the state of Ohio is coming on the 19th. And Tom, you were in those conversations with me. The state is also looking at our data, and they're very pleased with what they see. This is not something that we're just saying, it's also verified by state data. That information sits there, it is real data, we don't have to wait for something to come out. The Secure Data Center is the state's results, and we're already seeing what this effect was last year. So we're humbly asking for a vote on it today.
Not to mention, Mary, you weren't on the committee last year.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
you.
Okay,
New one.
absolutely right, yeah.
And I'm saying because you are new, that's another good reason to put this on the agenda. Because you weren't here for the first time that we voted for.
So that's what I'm saying, I'm more information, so I wasn't here, so I don't know, but, 1.9, it's already approved, so.
Yes.
Yes.
I first, a couple things from my standpoint. I would like to see, the contract again, because, and that would help to bring it to the work session. So I'm saying that we table this until we have the work session, have a chance to look at that contract, the original contract. Okay?
And I
That's
think
my thought.
As for me, I was clearly of the understanding that that was for the 1.3 million I was against from the beginning. That was for 2 years. I didn't know it was 1 point whatever for separate years.
That's not just, and I'm sorry, that's not how it works, so you had a misunderstanding.
I absolutely did. So again, I asked, that was 3 votes, but Vernon didn't say anything.
Yeah.
No, we went over this last year, and I understand where we're going with it, so I don't agree with tabling it. We need to pass it.
So that was 3 against 2. Isn't that what you said, how we operate?
I'm looking at the vote.
Let's vote.
At any rate, that was 1.8 million. Yes.
There's one more vote, everyone's voting, so there's one more vote that needs to go in. Oh, okay. The vote, 3 nays, the vote does not pass.
Oh, you done? You done
Okay,
now?
motion fails. Any other questions? Any other questions?
I have none, Madam President. I move that this completes the education report.
May I ask a question? Since we do have a contractual obligation, what is the board's consensus on how we move forward since the board has voted down that measure?
You're gonna bring the contract to the work session.
I'm asking for the consensus of, well, I heard what you said, but I'm looking for consensus from the board.
But haven't we looked at this contract previously?
Given the contract,
Yes, so
when
why are
we
we looking
first
at it
started
again?
coming, because we insisted on having it. So, because
I
we didn't
never
know anything
insisted on
about
having
this organization. So we asked that we get the contract and we see how it functions. And then we started asking questions and having them come in. So like I said before, I don't think it's necessary.
Right, because MGT has come forth to us several times. So why are we revisiting this?
We'll revisit it because you're asking for 1.2 million.
But at the beginning, they explained the cost. So why are we, if
Again,
you
I was
understand financing, you know that you cannot pay 2
impression that it
years
was
in a row.
1.2 million.
Okay, thank you very much. The motion fails. We've had our discussion, and let's move
He
on.
wants to know what we're gonna do then.
I did hear the board president say bring it to the work session. I think Shereen, I think you said something very similar. So I heard two people say
More
that.
information.
And so I hear at the work session. So that's consensus to me to bring this back to the work session. Okay.
What are we bringing back to the work session?
The contract.
Do you have any, other questions?
No,
So that concludes your
that concludes my report for education.
Okay, thank you so much. Finance Committee?
Madam President, resolution to accept the East Cleveland City School District monthly financial report for July 2025. Motion to accept the East Cleveland City School District monthly financial report for July 2025.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that we accept the East Cleveland July month end report. What's your pleasure?
Online voting is open. All votes are in, motion passes.
Madam President, resolution to approve transfer of funds to Safe Routes to School Fund 499-9125. Motion to approve transfer of funds to Safe Routes to School Fund 499-9125.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that we, approve the transfer. Dr. Pettigrew, you wanna explain that to us, please?
That's not his,
Yes.
it's mine.
This is findings.
So we
Okay.
did discuss that in our last meeting, Safe Routes, the committee meeting. Safe Routes to School was a grant that we partnered with the city with back in 2023. Unfortunately, a lot of those things did not occur because of what was going on within the city of East Cleveland. So the one part that did happen that the district stepped forward and did was to hire the crossing guard. We hired a crossing guard, and 50% of her salary was coming from this grant. The other 50% was coming from general fund. We reached back out because everything just kind of fell through because of what's going on in the city of East Cleveland. And we were advised that this grant from the state is not being honored. Because of that, I did bring it to the finance committee, and understanding that we will need to transfer that amount of money into Fund 499 to cover that salary from last year. I've had the discussion with the superintendent this year because that no longer exists. And because of the importance this year of continuing with that crossing guard, that salary will come out of the general fund this year.
So to add to that, I actually went through it with her with the fine tooth comb. There is nothing that we can do as far as concerning the city of East Cleveland. We have to take that cost.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none?
All votes are in, motion passes.
Madam President, resolution to approve the permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2025 through 2026. Motion to approve the permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
I second it.
Been properly moved in second. Questions?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
I would definitely like that explanation.
So, I am passing down the appropriations for, the 2025-2026 school year. What you'll see on top is the resolution.
Oh, wait. Will, is this resolution C?
Yes.
No,
Oh, it's the wrong one.
sorry, guys. This
Let's
is
go
wrong.
back.
This is wrong. We gotta do resolution C. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's fine. Let's go back.
So we are on C.
okay.
Madam President, resolution to approve inner circle advisors to provide consulting services to the treasurer's office for year 2025 through 2026. Motion to approve inner circle advisors to provide consulting services to the treasurer's office for year 2025 through 2026.
I
Now-
second it.
Now we have,
Okay, that's resolution C has been properly moved in second.
So Inner Circle is the same CPA firm that the district has consulted with for probably now over the last 15 years. They were here before I got here. The name has now changed from Inner Circle from Costin and Kendall. What they are is a consulting firm, not just for the treasurer's office, but for the district and for the auditors. What they do at the end of each month, when we do our bank reconciliations at the end of the month, we send that information to that CPA firm, which actually is required by the auditors. That CPA firm then signs off on that. Any corrections or any questions we do with that CPA firm, then we close the month. So this is the firm that we have been using in this district, as I stated. And the amounts, I wasn't sure that question, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. But the amounts are minimal, based on what we used last year. And I do have those, if you'll give me a second. So the amount last year of the contract was 28,500. We used 16,975, left over 11,525 from last year.
Any additional questions?
Oh, I'm sorry, let me get voting. All votes are in, motion passes.
okay, now we're on D. Resolution, Madam President, resolution to approve the permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2025 through 2026. Motion to approve the permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
I second
Okay. So, did everyone receive this pack? Okay, so the first document that you see is the actual resolution. If the board will recall, on June 30th, the board approved the temporary appropriations, which is at 25% of the expenditures for fiscal year 25. What has happened since that time, according to state law, we must approve permanent appropriations for the school district before September 30th. What you have before you is the actual resolution, and what you have are each fund that we are appropriating to this year. The process for this general fund is I have met with all but two zone leaders and principals looking at their general fund budgets for fiscal year 25-26. You will see that document on the back of the packet for each building and each department and the amount of the budget for the third page there. And the amount of the of the budget for each of those departments. The total, well, I'm not sure if you want me to walk through every single one of these, but the total,
Highlight.
pardon? Sure, so you can see your salaries for certified is 9,524,9950. The salaries for classified, $5,595,285.54. Just picking up on the bigger pieces here, the miscellaneous general fund expenditures, including scenario 5, because the board approved around 3.1 or 3.2 in scenario 5 of renovations. The estimate right now for scenario 5 plus miscellaneous is estimated at about $5 million this year. Our STRS and SERS, which is a retirement for certified and classified staff, $3,157,232. You then will see the individual school budgets. Then you'll see the department budgets. If you go down to special education, one of the things that was 4.1 million. That one is so large because the board did approve that tuition because this is part of the tuition cost for resident students attending someplace else. This is part of that, and them being getting the sort of help that they need that the district in this case could not provide. And that's about the average cost every year for that. Increasing our technology, treasurer's office, you'll see $750,000. That is mainly fees. You have fees from the county, you have fees from the state. When we, in the foundation, any credits or adjustments that we receive, that's what that 750, I'll say that's what 740,000 of it represents. The other 10,000 could be supplies, professional development for the district, the treasurer's office staff, all of us in the treasurer's office, there are 8. And then the superintendent 646, quite frankly, most of that is work that's coming out of the superintendent's office that's actually district-wide, work in technology, all those things that's coming through his office, that's going out into the schools, that's coming through the superintendent's office. And then Carrington Youth Academy, that's the one where we're the fiscal agent for those students, and our students are at Carrington. We just discussed that, I believe, at our last meeting. That 750,000 is not a district cost. We're just that pass-through agent. The schools are bringing their funds, are mailing their funds into us for their students. We're just the administrator of that whole project. So right now, the grand total for general fund is $45,280,560.77. With some, I think there's only a couple of estimates on there. And if you'll look at where you see blanks, for example, food service, the reason food service is blank is because that is not general fund, that is Fund 006. Marching band, all of that falls under Shaw High School. Athletics fall under Shaw High School, but they're also a different fund. They're Fund 200. That's why you don't, there's no amount there. Are there any other questions I can answer regarding the general fund sheet?
One second.
Oh, let me just say, you'll see building and grounds and business office. That's every contract that's coming through the district. That That's for building and grounds.
That's what I was about to
Mhm. That's
I was about
for
to ask you about that.
Right, for building and grounds, that's also the supplies, just like the coil contract that just came through, that the board approved, all of that is under building and grounds.
So the money that you guys just asked for that, that's out of this or?
That is correct. Mhm. Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions regarding general
Chambers?
fund?
Chambers,
Chambers should be the Chambers Community Center, not elementary school.
okay.
That's Chambers Community Center, and that budget is 75,000, and that is for all of the functions that are going on over at Chambers Community Center. That is their budget for this year. They do a lot of tutoring, they have, like Dennis, would you like to, if I may,
Yes, oh, definitely.
talk about what's going on in Chambers? I'm sorry, Mr. Bunker.
Hello, everyone. We have tutoring, we have after-school programs. Sometimes we have the support programming that provides food to the community. So it changes, as the spectrum shifts based on the particular needs of the community. But the budget is geared towards supporting that in terms of if we have something that we don't necessarily know how to define, then we have an option that we can support.
Okay, that's like the organizations that are there that are providing those services, so this is financial support for those organizations, is that what you're saying?
No,
It's not,
I'm sorry.
no, it is not financial support for them. It's financial support for the center so that we can have our doors open and we can provide them the opportunity to give what they're giving to the
Thank you, that's a little bit clearer to me, thank you.
And let me just say that the vendors that are in those buildings, that's leased. They pay their monthly rental to the district for their space.
So one more question, was there any cuts made that could help offset some of these high costs? Anywhere, like, because the funding that we're losing and what's going to happen, is there any way we could make any adjustments anywhere?
Certainly when I met with every principal and with every director, that was in the forefront of our discussion. With scenario 5, with buildings closing next year, all of that is always a part of our discussion. But the question remains, especially with where we are academically, that we need to keep on track with what we're doing. So we're asking the principals, what is it that you need to be successful this year to keep this going? And actually, if you look through this document, these are all of the budgets, and some of them are 3-year averages from the year before. I meet with them, we go through their budgets from 3 years of spending to look at what their average spending is. We talk about who they spend those dollars on. We talk about what are the outcomes. Is it successful? Do we really need that for this year? All of those discussions do happen when we meet. So, and it also happens when zone leaders meet. That is always a priority, that we're watching the dollars as well for the district. Okay. So that was general fund. Now I want to go to the other document. The next document that you're looking at, this document is the state and federal grants. These are the allocations that we have received up to the minute, I'll say, up to 4 o'clock today. I'm still trying to get these allocations from the state. We all know how difficult it is right now for grants coming through the state. They're being very slow about it, but here's where we are. For public preschool, $496,090.36. These are state grants, as I stated before. The 400 series are state grants. The 500 series are federal grants. So these are the grants that the district has been awarded to date. If you'll look on the second page, that grand total to date is $4,951,870.45. This has nothing to do with general fund. It's all state and federal awarded funds with guidance and guidelines that we have to follow in spending. These are restricted funds. So we do have to spend it based on the purpose that the grant is given to us for. If you'll look down in the next, well, let me stop there. Any questions on the state and federal grants? Okay, the next section, general fund special costs and appropriations. Funds that come through the state, some of those funds now, the state is saying we're going to put on your monthly foundation payments. However, we have to keep those funds separate from the regular unrestricted general fund dollars. So what you'll see here, our student wellness, if you'll recall, that used to be that fund 467. It is now in general fund with a special cost center. Career Tech has always, there's always been an allocation for Career Tech coming through the foundation, general fund. DPIA is another one, Disadvantaged Pupil Impact Aid comes through the foundation. We must account for those dollars separately. They ask us every year, we have to do this survey, we have to do this questionnaire, all of that about how we spent those funds. The total amount for those funds, $1,784,306.13. That is the allocation to date for that. Any questions about that allocation? And
One
then,
million, what did you say?
I'm sorry,
I missed the figure.
$1,784,306.13. And then for our local grant, those are the ones that are being generated right here in Cuyahoga County. We have CTAG, which is closing the achievement gap. We have two Head Start grants, and then we had for a summer camp initiative, it was the Martha Holdings Jennings grant for $29,843 for a total to date of our local grants, $336,075.52. So those are all of the to date. That's where we are in the district. Yes, it does. It has to move in second so we can. Online voting is open.
Madam President, that concludes, Finance Committee.
I need, okay, all votes are in, motion passes.
Thank you. Appointments.
Madam President, I'm asking for a motion to approve the appointments of the superintendent, section 6, and appointments.
Madam President, I make a motion to accept Dr. Sergio's resolution A, appointments.
It's been moved.
Yes.
A second.
And second. Questions? Comments? That's
One second. For the. I can't see it no more. Go ahead.
yeah, I can't see that.
I did have a question. Oh, I have a question. Peddler, the Were those two teachers added to the film class? I can't see my screen.
Yes.
Online voting is closed, motion passes.
Madam President, I'm also asking for a motion to approve the resignations and retirements of this evening.
Madam President, I make a motion that we accept the resolution B, resignation and retirement for Dr. Pettigrew.
I second.
It's been properly moved and second that we accept the retirements and et cetera of the staff. Even though we might do so very reluctant. Very reluctant.
Online voting is open.
Thank you.
All votes are in, motion passes.
Madam President, if you would allow me a little bit of liberty, I'm gonna ask Lillian Tolbert to say a few words to the board as you just approved her retirement, her notice of retirement, effective June 1st, 2026. Come on, I saw you packing up.
Of course, it has been an extreme pleasure being in the district for 33 years of teaching. In addition to my 5 years as a student at Shaw High School, which led me to want to come back to East Cleveland because I had such wonderful teachers who inspired me to be the best that I could be, which is all I've ever aspired to do here in East Cleveland. So although I'll be away, my heart will always be here. I'll be somewhere around making sure that our students are successful.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lillian. Madam President, I have one more motion to approve professional leave. It's the board's pleasure. I would ask that approval of professional leave. this
Okay.
evening.
Wait, someone
I'm
has.
Madam President, I make a motion that we accept resolution to seek professional leave for Dr. Pettigrew.
I second.
Call for.
No, I was just waiting for the properly moved and second.
I second.
Oh, I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
It's been properly.
No, I know that you seconded, I was waiting for the president.
Questions? Questions or comments? Anyone regarding, the information stated here? No?
Online voting is open. All votes are in, motion passes.
Okay, the new business is usually the date for the next meeting.
Okay, the next meeting. Let's see. We have Monday, September 22nd, in the board conference room, that's the work session. And, that's on Monday, September 22nd at 5 p.m. And then the next regular board meeting is Monday, October 13th, at 5 o'clock p.m.
Thank you.
And as you can see, there are other dates for the board's, approval after October 13th. And those are the next two.
Okay.
Madam President,
Yes.
on the work session, September 22nd, I'm asking for an executive session to discuss personnel, for that work session.
So just finished the next meeting dates. Now expressions for the community.
I have not received, if someone wants to address the board, if you would please just grab this sheet right here. Is there anyone who would like to address the board? Okay, thank you.
Okay, no expressions from the community. So, I'll entertain a motion for.
Madam President, I make a motion.
Oh, 1 minute. I always ask, all board members if they have any, comments that they want to make. Would you like to have any comments, Mr. Robinson? Is that my role?
I want to commend Ms. Moore on her talk on the phone to all the families in East Cleveland, that you made yourself available. We can call you at any time for our children, and we need more of that, to let us know that you guys are available. So thank you, Ms. Moore. Thank you.
And, while we're waiting on the, yes,
I just want to tell Ms. Tolbert that we are greatly, greatly honored to have had you all these years. I'm personally honored to have had you teach me for cheerleading, and you are excellent, and you are greatly going to be missed. And we thank you for your service.
okay. Ms. Sanders?
I have
Okay, I just have a couple things that I want to share. Firstly, thank you guys for coming and showing up for the school board meeting. We are very appreciative of that. And I know we have some people online as well. You have any idea how many? There are 10 people online? Wow, that's way more than what we have had previously. And I think that's a good idea to continue to extend an invitation to staff, parents, community, etc., to attend the meetings, to see what's going on and what we're doing. And so definitely, that's a good thing. Anyone else? Any other comments? Ms. Bush, you have a comment you want to share before?
No, I was just
Ms.
waiting to address the community.
Okay, and then I'll let the community speak, and then I'll ask Dr. Taylor if he has any comments.
I have no.
Okay, Mr. Michael Tucker would like to address the board regarding Shaw High alumni.
Good evening, board and Dr. Pitt. So I am Michael Tucker. I'm the Vice President of the Alumni Association. I'm a graduate of Shaw High School in 1984. It's trying to get the words to say because I'm glad I'm at this point right here that I'm able to speak. And move this association to become part of the Shaw High family again. I saw this association moving in a different direction than I really wanted it to do. So I was compelled to make sure that we got more involved with the school. Reached out with Mr. Roscoe. And I asked him, can we get a bus? And we started the bus. So I'm hearing that the bus was half full. I'm not pleased with that. So we got work to do on that. I've talked to a lot of people, alumni, they're willing to come back. I'm a big community engagement type of guy. They're willing to come back and do career days. We have judges, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have career guys that have been in the service, command master chiefs, they're willing to come back. We have guys who have wrote books. They're all willing to service the school in any way that you guys need us to do so. And I say that because I'm not gonna come here and tell you what we can do for you guys. I'm asking what is it that we can do for you. I want you guys to lead us and let us know what the association can be of service to you guys. For the first time, the city of East Cleveland reached out to the Alumni Association. That has never happened. So I was instrumental on the safety piece, shutting music down, making sure that we can safe. That was the first time that we've ever been invited to sit down and table discussions. Now I want to bridge the gap on this side. I want to make sure that we can have alumni nights. We can come support the kids. Instead of giving out the scholarships at the park, I want to do it at graduation. I want to make sure that all these kids know that they can do this. They can get a part. They can have they can get rewarded for doing what they need to do in school. I want that to be known. I want to be more visible in the school. I would like for us to have an alumni office. I would like to let these kids know that as soon as you're a graduate from Shaw High School, you're able to do this. Because I'm not going to be sitting here as vice president. I'm not going to be able to do it. So we need younger classes. We need more engagement from these classes to make sure that this thing is going in the right direction. It's funny because I was at an event and Dr. Rice was there. So she introduced herself and
invited you to this meeting.
Absolutely. So when I heard her speech and her name, I'm like, I need to get next to this lady. I'm like, I've been trying to get in here to give my pitch to let us know that, you know, we are here to help. So we spoke and exchanged information. And then at the park Sunday, this past Sunday, I went to Dr. Pettigrew. I didn't know who he was. I was just, man, it's Dr. Pettigrew. He said, yes. I said, I'm Mike Tucker. He's like, supposed to be meeting with you. So we briefly talked and I let him know my vision and movement. I'm all about kids. I have a full life. I have a lot going on, but this piece is special to me. And I'm willing to work and get this separation resolved because we have to be of service to the kids and also the community. It's the kids first in the community. If we're alumni and we're not servicing the community, the kids in the community, what good are we? I'm okay with the parties and all, but that's just a small part of it. Like, what are we doing for these kids with these parties? Like, and I just didn't like the direction, so I'm compelled to do a 360 with this and move in the right direction. So I'm open to whatever services you need the alumni association to do. We'll make sure I'm here for that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tucker. I don't know about you, but I'm
And
glad to
another
hear
thing,
those comments. Very much.
he's gonna come up and speak, but it's funny. Joe Clark, right, class of 2005, I never met this guy. I never met him. He called me today and he asked me, he said, I heard you was the guy to get in contact with. I want to do something for the school. So I said, okay. He said, I do a Greek softball. He said, I want to take the money that I'm raising and help the students. So we got people out there that are willing to help, but we just have to be accessible to them. We have to be able to be approachable. You gotta let these alums know that it's okay. We need you to come back and be of service of any way you can do. Even if it's just talking to a kid. Some of these alums, they own businesses. You can hire kids. You know, not all kids want to go to college. Some kids might want to do construction. You got construction owners. You got demolition owners. You got people that do some places to help these kids.
Fantastic. Thank you.
The next person that, and forgive me for not saying you have 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm good long.
So, Mr. Joe Clark, and he wishes to discuss adding a fundraising event to the Shaw High Alumni Weekend to raise funds for Shaw High School students.
Thank you. Put my time on right now.
All right.
Thank you for the introduction. Yes, my name is Joe Clark. I am alumni of class of 05. We just had our 20th year. So after all the festivities and engagement, I was only able to attend one day because my 2-year-old son, we took him out to Philly for Sesame Fest. But I saw all the activity that was taking place, and also I like brother mentioned, I do a Greek softball game in the city of Cleveland. I bring all Divine Nine organizations together. Annual, so it's the 8th year. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated. So we really do pride ourselves on making an input and an impact in every community. So by being a member from Shaw, I said I need to do something for my own city. So I would like to do a co-ed Shaw alumni softball game using 04, 05, 06, and 07. And then after the energy picks up from that, I would like it to continue forward. And I plan on raising funds and dollars and then giving that money back to the high school. But what I do need is when I saw the baseball diamond, because when I went to Shaw, it was immaculate. Coach Dillon did a great job, and all the players did a great job of maintaining that. I would need the permission or somehow get a permit. I can get a permit from the school, but I want the permission to actually renovate. I'm not going to do any signs or anything like that, but the rubbish around, the tree branches coming over into the field, it just doesn't look safe and it doesn't look appealing. And I would just like the permission to do that. I can use my class and other classes and alumni association to create a community project. We can use those hours also for the seniors, because when I was at Shaw, we had mandatory community hours that we needed to succeed in order to receive our graduation. So any suggestion, any tips and things like that, it will be very, very helpful, and guidance would also be beneficial with making this dream become a reality. Again, I have 8 years of experience in the city of Cleveland, social media pages, and also funding from Key Bank, Huntington Bank, the Copper Firm, many sponsors, Channel One News, Spectrum One, have sponsored a Greek softball event, and I would just like to do that in East Cleveland. And I got 15 minutes to.
15 seconds.
Thank you. Thank both of you gentlemen, members of the alumni. Thank you both. And you said you didn't have any comments that you wanted to make. I just want to add one other comment to Ms. Tolbert. I talked to someone earlier today, and I told them that your name was on the list for retirement. And this individual worked with me years ago said that you were such a bright, innovative teacher. You know, we always tell people the bad things, we don't tell them the good things. I just want to make sure I say that out loud. How bright, how intelligent, how innovative you always were in the classroom. So definitely all that great experience and the love for children will be missed. Thank you. And if all other hearts and minds are clear, then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam President, I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn the meeting.
All votes are in, motion passes.
Motion passes. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, one and all.
Everybody.